Welcome to South Park Unleashed. Today we're counting down the top 20 times Eric Cartman, the master of schemes, manipulation, and all-around chaos, got exactly what was coming to him. From elaborate plots backfiring to facing the wrath of his friends, we're diving into the moments where karma caught up with Cartman. So let's get started.
Okay, we'll try this again. Hi, everyone. I am a young boy looking for fun times with older male. I like to...
Number 20, Cartman's roller coaster downfall. Imagine inheriting $1 million from your grandmother. What would you do with it? If you're Eric Cartman, you buy your very own amusement park and declare it off limits to everyone else.
I can't do it.
What?
What?
I can't sell this poor kid my park.
Cartman invests his entire inheritance into Cartman Land, a theme park exclusively for himself. He revels in the joy of having the entire park to himself, indulging in rides without any lines, and basking in the envy of his friends. However, reality soon sets in. Without paying customers, he can't afford to maintain the park. Maintenance costs, employee salaries, and other operational expenses start piling up. Reluctantly, Cartman begins to let a few people in just to cover the cost, but this quickly snowballs into the park being open to everyone. What was meant to be his personal paradise turns into a bustling amusement park filled with people, his worst nightmare. To make matters worse, after a series of unfortunate events including lawsuit and hefty back taxes, Cartman loses everything. Left with nothing but bitter memories, he learns a hard lesson about greed, selfishness, and the responsibilities that come with wealth.
Eric Cartman is surely the financial genius of our time.
Number 19, the truth hurts. Cartman thinks he's found the ultimate loophole to say whatever he wants without repercussions, pretending to have Tourette's syndrome. Believing this grants him free rein to spout offensive slurs and insults, he begins unleashing a hurricane of inappropriate remarks, shocking everyone around him. His abuse of a serious condition garners him attention and even a spot on national television, where he plans to spread his hateful message to a wider audience. But karma catches up with him in an unexpected way. During a live interview, Cartman starts uncontrollably blurting out his deepest, most embarrassing secrets.
My grandma just died, so I have to go to Memphis. That's not true.
From personal insecurities to private confessions he'd never willingly share. The very lack of a filter he exploited turns against him, causing public humiliation. His facade crumbles as he realizes he lost control over his own speech. The episode serves as a lesson on the importance of honesty and the consequences of exploiting serious issues for personal gain.
Really care about me. See you, Kyle. I gotta get to a psychiatrist and learn to control what I say.
Before we jump into more of Cartman's greatest downfalls, don't forget to hit subscribe. We're bringing you the best and worst of South Park, so you don't want to miss a thing. Number 18. Until we meet again. Patience is not a virtue Eric Cartman possesses. Eager to play the new Nintendo Wii, which won't be released for another 3 weeks, Cartman decides to freeze himself and skip the waiting period. He convinces Butters to assist in his plan, expecting to wake up in a short while. However, things go awry when an avalanche buries him and he remains frozen for over 500 years. He wakes up in a future where religion has been eradicated and atheistic factions are at war, including a group of highly intelligent otters. Desperate to return to his own time, Cartman navigates this bizarre world only to become a pawn in their conflicts. He manages to send a message to his past self to prevent this mess.
Hell is this? It's me. Me who? Me you. What? I'm you in the future.
But his past self dismisses it as a prank. Ultimately, when he does return to South Park, he arrives 2 months before he originally left, extending his wait for the Wii even further. The ordeal teaches Cartman about the pitfalls of impatience and tampering with forces beyond his control.
No! I know what you're thinking. Do not do it. You just need to be patient and wait the 2 months. Do you hear me?
Number 17. Casa Bonita or Bus. Casa Bonita is Cartman's idea of utopia. A Mexican-themed restaurant complete with cliff divers, arcade games, and endless entertainment. When Kyle plans his birthday party there and deliberately doesn't invite Cartman due to their rocky history, Cartman is devastated. Unable to accept exclusion, he devises an elaborate scheme to secure an invitation. Cartman tricks Butters into believing a meteor is about to destroy the Earth and convinces him to hide in a bomb shelter. With Butters out of the picture, Cartman hopes Kyle will invite him as a replacement. The plan initially works, and Cartman joyfully anticipates the party. However, his deception leads the town into a frantic search for the missing Butters, causing widespread panic. When the truth is unveiled, Cartman is caught and punished by being sent to juvenile hall.
So now you're going to juvenile hall for a week.
Instead of enjoying his favorite restaurant, he spends his time contemplating his actions behind bars, highlighting the consequences of his manipulative behavior.
Rage!
Number 16. Greedy Explosion. During an expedition to find the mythical man-bear pig with Al Gore, Cartman stumbles upon what he believes is a hidden treasure of gold and jewels inside a cave. Greed overtakes him and he decides to keep it all for himself. Facing the problem of hiding the loot from his friends, he chooses the ludicrous solution of swallowing the treasure piece by piece. As they navigate the treacherous caves, Cartman becomes increasingly bloated and uncomfortable. His physical distress mirrors his moral decay, and his greed literally weighs him down. Eventually trapped and desperate, his body can't contain the ingested treasure, leading to an explosive and humiliating revelation in front of everyone. To add insult to injury, the treasure turns out to be worthless. Cartman's selfishness not only brings him physical pain, but also public embarrassment, teaching him that greed can lead to one's downfall.
Dude, did Cartman just crap treasure?
Number 15. Oh Holy Fight Night. In this holiday-themed musical episode, the rivalry between Kyle and Cartman reaches a festive yet confrontational peak. Cartman performs a rendition of Oh Holy Night.
Here's a little dreidel that's smiling made of clay, but I'm not gonna play with it cause dreidels freaking gay.
Inserting anti-Semitic remarks aimed directly at Kyle. Fed up with Cartman's constant harassment and bigotry, Kyle decides to stand up for himself. The tension culminates in a physical confrontation where Kyle, tired of turning the other cheek, lands a punch on Cartman. This unexpected retaliation leaves Cartman shocked and embarrassed in front of their peers. This moment is significant as it shows Kyle breaking free from being the passive victim and delivering a well-deserved response to Cartman's relentless bullying. It highlights the consequence of unchecked hatred and serves as a turning point in their friendship. Number 14. I Am Awesemo. Cartman's quest to humiliate Butters takes a high-tech turn when he disguises himself as Awesemo, a Japanese robot companion. His goal is to learn Butters' most embarrassing secrets and use them against him. As Awesemo, Cartman gains Butters' trust and they spend considerable time together. However, during their interactions, Butters reveals he possesses a videotape of Cartman dressed as Britney Spears, singing and dancing in his backyard. Realizing the potential for his own humiliation, Cartman tries desperately to retrieve and destroy the tapes without blowing his cover. Eventually, Butters discovers Awesemo's true identity, feeling betrayed by his friend. In retaliation, he shows the embarrassing video to the entire town. Cartman's elaborate scheme backfires, resulting in his public humiliation. The episode uncovers the risk of deceit and how manipulative plans can lead to one's downfall.
Come on, nice hot body! Woo, come on, my body!
Wow, kid, you're a little faggot.
Number 13. PC Principal pounds Cartman. The introduction of PC Principal shakes up the status quo at South Park Elementary. His strict enforcement of political correctness puts him at odds with Cartman, who thrives on offensive humor and insensitive remarks. Seeing PC Principal as a threat to his own way of life, Cartman devises a plan to get rid of him by framing him for inappropriate behavior. Cartman fabricates a story and even injures himself to lend credibility to his allegation. However, PC Principal sees through the ruse and confronts Cartman directly. In a shocking turn, PC Principal physically assaults Cartman, leaving him bruised and humiliated. The beating serves as a stark message that intolerance and manipulation will not be tolerated. Cartman, used to outsmarting authority figures, finds himself powerless against someone who won't bend to his tactics, teaching him a harsh lesson about the changing social landscape.
Because PC Principal is right, Kyle. You and I are bigots.
Number 12. Dog Whisperer vs. Cartman. After a series of failed attempts to control Cartman's unruly behavior, including hiring ineffective nannies, Cartman's mom turns to Caesar Milan, the Dog Whisperer. Caesar employs his canine training techniques on Cartman, treating him like a disobedient dog.
Hey, you think this is funny, you son of a bitch?
This includes assertive posture, calm energy, and nonverbal cues to establish dominance. Initially resistant, Cartman finds himself unable to counter these methods. Over time, he becomes more obedient and respectful, in stark contrast to his usual self. However, when his mother reverts to her indulgent ways, the progress unravels. The episode highlights the effectiveness of firm boundaries and consistent discipline, even on someone as disobedient as Cartman. It also points out that enabling behavior from authority figures can negate positive change, emphasizing the role his mother plays in his actions. Number 11, One Punch to the Face. In a bid to win a bet against Kyle about who can achieve a platinum album first, Cartman forms a Christian rock band named Faith Plus One. Exploiting religious sentiments, he repurposes love songs with Christian themes, roping in Token and Butters as band members. The band experiences rapid success, selling thousands of albums and gaining a massive following. Cartman's ego inflates as he anticipates receiving a platinum album, only to be informed that Christian albums are awarded mere records instead. Feeling cheated, he lashes out during a live performance, insulting his audience and demeaning their faith. Disgusted by his behavior, Token punches Cartman and Butters abandons him, leaving Cartman alone in his failure. The episode illustrates how Cartman's manipulation and exploitation of others for personal gain ultimately leads to his isolation and downfall. Number 10, Psychic Fraud Gets Kidnapped. Cartman fakes psychic abilities after a fall leaves him with a head injury. Capitalizing on the attention, he offers his services to the police to help solve a serial killer case. His bogus predictions mislead the authorities, resulting in wrongful arrest of innocent people, while the real criminals remain at large. Irritated by Cartman's interference, the actual killer kidnaps him with the intent to eliminate the nuisance. Facing a life-threatening situation, Cartman realizes the gravity of his deceit. In a tense showdown, he narrowly escapes,
Hold it right there, killer!
but not without experiencing genuine fear and vulnerability. The incident exposes the danger of fraud and the potential harm it can bring not only to others, but also to oneself. It's a stark reminder that actions driven by selfish desires can have frivolous consequences. Number 9, Special Failure. Hearing about the $1,000 cash prize for winning the Special Olympics, Cartman concocts a plan to feign a disability and enter the games. Confident in his ability to outperform the other athletes, he goes to great lengths to alter his appearance and mannerisms, expecting an easy victory. However, Cartman's lack of preparation and physical fitness becomes evident as he struggles in every event. He finishes last, humiliated by his own incompetence. Meanwhile, he witnesses the genuine effort and determination of the other athletes, highlighting his own dishonesty and laziness. The episode delivers a powerful message about integrity, respect, and the true spirit of competition. Cartman's scheme not only fails, but also teaches him a lesson in humility.
Oh yeah? Well, you guys are
Number 8, Jailbird Cartman learns the hard way. After hurling a rock at Token during a sled race, Cartman is charged with a hate crime due to the racial context. The legal system decides to make an example out of him, and he's sentenced to juvenile hall. Cartman, who often believes he's above the rules, is shocked to find himself incarcerated. Life in juvenile hall is harsh and unforgiving. Cartman faces intimidation from the other inmates and struggles with their strict regimen.
Look, if it's that important to you, I'll bust you out of here.
You will?
Yeah.
The experience is a far cry from his comfortable life in South Park, forcing him to confront the reality of his actions. The episode emphasizes that hateful behavior and violence have serious consequences, and even someone as cunning as Cartman isn't immune to justice. Number 7, The Ghost of KFC. Fed up with Cartman's selfishness, especially after he eats all the skin off the KFC chicken meant for everyone, the boys decide to teach him a lesson by completely ignoring him. Perplexed by their behavior, Cartman becomes increasingly desperate for attention. He eventually concludes that he must have died and became a ghost.
But it's goddammit, I'm not your imagination. I'm dead and for some reason you can see me. But I don't want to see you. Get a hold of yourself, I'm the one who died.
In his quest to move on, he tries to right his supposed wrongs, but the boys continue to ignore him. The isolation drives him to the brink of insanity, showcasing how much he depends on others for validation. The silent treatment serves as an effective punishment, forcing Cartman to experience the neglect he often inflicts on others. It's a psychological lesson in empathy, even if he fails to grasp it fully.
You son of a bitch, Butters.
Number 6, Cartman's post-COVID special. Set 40 years in the future, the South Park post-COVID special depicts the lives of the boys as adults. Cartman appears to have undergone a significant transformation, now a devout rabbi with a loving family. His apparent change of heart surprises his old friends, especially Kyle. However, as events unfold, it's revealed that Cartman's new life was a spiteful ploy to torment Kyle.
Fuck you guys! You can suck my fucking yeah!
When the timeline is altered to prevent the COVID pandemic, Cartman's future is drastically changed. He becomes homeless, alone, and consumed by bitterness and alcoholism. This outcome suggests that despite opportunities to change, Cartman's inherent nature leads him down a path of self-destruction. It's a sobering depiction of how a lifetime of negative actions can catch up to someone, resulting in lasting consequences. Number 5. When God Strikes Cartman. Amidst a town debate over changing the South Park flag, which Cartman supports keeping in its controversial form, he becomes increasingly arrogant. Frustrated by the opposition, he openly curses God, challenging divine authority. In a dramatic response, he's struck by lightning and hospitalized. The incident is played humorously, but carries a deeper message about humility and respect. Cartman's brush with a higher power serves as a metaphor for the repercussions of hubris. It's a rare moment where he faces immediate consequences for his disrespectful behavior, reminding viewers that some forces are beyond manipulation. Number 4. Probed by aliens. In the very first episode of South Park, Cartman experiences unexplained phenomena, including strange nightmares and a satellite dish emerging from his backside. Unbeknownst to him, he's been abducted by aliens who have implanted various devices in his body. While the episode is filled with crude humor and sets the tone for the series, it's fitting that Cartman is the one subjected to the bizarre treatment. His denial of the events and frustration with his friends' disbelief add to his predicament. The experience is humiliating and uncomfortable, marking the beginning of the many misadventures where Cartman gets a taste of his own medicine.
Man, I had this crazy nightmare last night.
Number 3. Cartman's photo. Cartman, thinking it's hilarious, takes a compromising photo of Butters while he's asleep, planning to embarrass him later. He believes it's a harmless prank, not realizing the serious implications. However, when the photos are accidentally sent to a photo lab and nearly exposed to the public, Cartman panics. In a frantic effort to prevent the images from being seen, he ends up drawing more attention to the situation. His parents become involved, and Butters' family considers sending him to a conversion camp due to misunderstandings. The whole ordeal spirals out of control, leading to Cartman's humiliation and the realization that his actions have severe consequences. The episode tackles themes of privacy, consent, and the ramifications of thoughtless behavior. Number 2. Scott Tenorman's Chili and Revenge. In one of the most shocking storylines, Cartman orchestrates a plan that results in Scott Tenorman unwittingly eating his own parents, whom Cartman had killed and cooked into chili. This act showcases the darkest extent of Cartman's capabilities. However, in the 200th episode, it's revealed that Cartman's father is actually Scott's father too, making them half-brothers. This revelation means that Cartman was responsible for the death of his own father. The news devastates him, causing a rare moment of vulnerability and self-reflection. It's a twisted turn of fate that the pain he intended for someone else rebounds onto himself. The psychological impact serves as a form of retribution for his heinous actions, highlighting that such extreme deeds carry unimaginable consequences.
You killed your own father, and then you fed him to your half-brother.
Number 1. Breast Cancer Showdown. Wendy versus Cartman. At the top of our list is the episode where Cartman faces full force of consequences for his relentless bullying. After mocking Wendy's presentation on breast cancer awareness with crude jokes and derogatory comments, Wendy has had enough. She challenges him to a fight after school, and despite his bravado, Cartman becomes increasingly anxious as the time approaches. Desperate to avoid the confrontation, he tries various tactics, feigning illness, framing Wendy for misconduct, and even pleading with her. None of his schemes work, and he's forced to face her. In front of their peers, Wendy delivers a thorough beating.
Suck him up, Wendy!
Leaving Cartman bloodied and humiliated. It's a cathartic moment, not just for Wendy, but for everyone tired of Cartman's antics. The episode underscores the theme that bullies often back down when confronted, and that standing up for oneself is a powerful act. And there you have it. 20 times Eric Cartman got exactly what was coming to him, whether through his own schemes backfiring or others finally standing up to him. It's clear that karma doesn't skip over South Park's most notorious troublemaker. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode of South Park Unleashed. Let us know in the comments, what's your favorite moment of Cartman getting what he deserved, and we'll see you in the next episode.